Pretzel. It kind of sounds like a dance. It's not a dance, it's a stretch, and in fact it's a very adaptable one that we could use with some muscle energy self-stretching as well to really heighten and get into that full range of motion that we're able to do. So this is maybe a slightly more advanced stretch, but again I'm going to go through in this tutorial the key points on how to execute it properly. You'll find your particular range of motion. The one thing you will notice on this stretch, where you can feel it. Where I feel it may not be where you feel it, but I'm emphasising this for the quads. However, this is going to hit a multitude of muscles. In fact, maybe even the predominant, literally 80% of the body once it's done correctly. So you're getting a lot for this stretch. And equally, when you flip to the other side, then you may well feel it somewhere different to the when you were facing the other way. And it would be lovely to say that the body's or everybody's body is completely symmetrical and tightness runs the same on each side, but that isn't the reality. So this is a really great stretch, very adaptable, very usable, and one to build to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to explain each point as we go along. I've popped a towel down here now. I've folded this one up quite heavily. Now you really want to get a nice little rise on there, so maybe even a beach towel or something, or even a yoga block or whatever you feel that is comfortable for you, or even one of those balance pads, great. But I've got a towel. So I'm going to place my head down. Now what I'm going to do is going to get my knees in. This is where it looks like we're in a sideline position for the sideline quad stretch. Please go check out that video. But here we're going to come slightly more aggressive with this position. Now it's at 90 degrees so far. I'm going to bring it up just past 90 degrees. So now I've got my knees here, slightly increased position here, just slightly further than 90 degrees. And this is where we're going to start. And from here I'm just going to place my head down. Now, what we're going to do with our bottom hand, we have our bottom arm, we're going to grab hold of our top leg. Now the bottom leg is coming away, so I'm allowing that leg to fall down. So I'm holding on to that knee like so. So from here, I've got the stretch. I'm holding this position. I've got my top leg being held on by my bottom arm. So there's that start position. From here, what I want to be able to do is grab my foot. Now, I actually want to grab the ankle. If you can't come up here, I'm going to just illustrate a point here. If you're grabbing around this foot here, I'd much prefer you use maybe a towel or something that you can hook around and get onto the ankle for a much firmer position. Now, we haven't even started the stretch yet, and what I don't want you to do is be falling right the way back. I want that to come when we get into the position where we're meant to be. So I'm going to hold on to this leg here, and now what I want to do is get my bottom knee straight with the top of my body. So now I'm creating a straight line down from my knee that's out down the bottom there up to my shoulders. But I've already got my core engaged. I don't want to go into hyperextension here. I'm holding that position, and I've got my glutes slightly engaged too. So now I'm starting to feel the stretch. So, and from here I'm grabbing hold of this hand here onto this leg. So we're not going anywhere, essentially. I've tied myself up in a knot. Now from here I want to hold that position. And now what I want to do is allow this shoulder to come down. Now I'm really starting to feel the stretch all over the place. You're going to get it everywhere in the glutes, and it's going to be in the quads, it's going to be in the back. You're getting a good stretching. Now when it gets stuck, like I am here, now we can use that muscle energy self-stretching or just creating some kind of contract. And what I'm going to do is try and kick my foot down, this foot that's being held at the back here, kick it down towards that way down there. And this hand I'm going to be holding this leg so this leg can't go anywhere. So what I'm trying to do is actually kick this foot down and bring this knee down here. But I'm preventing the move, maybe 10-20% effort. So I've got the tension on right now. So from there, I'm trying to hold this position. I'm really trying to hold it, creating that tension. I'm trying to get that foot down, and I'm trying to drive this knee down too. Now from here, nice deep breath in, and on the way out, relax, and then just allow my body to fall out that little bit further. If I can't breathe in this position, I've gone too far. And from here, I will hold that position. If I want to do that technique again to get a little bit further, then that is what I would do. Now, obviously, you'll execute that on both sides. And it is one to build to, and you'll find your range of motion. Indeed, even getting that knee straight first off and holding on to that knee and holding on to that ankle can put you in enough of a stretch already before even having to open out the shoulders even further. The one thing to be mindful of is when you're setting up the position and you come to here and now we're grabbing the foot, is don't allow this body to open up in this position with this knee out here. What you want to do is that opening happens when that knee is straight. So you want to get down into this position first, and then from here, that is when you're going to start opening up the chest, because then you're going to really get everything working well together and get the most out of that stretch. Repeat it on both sides, but again, find your level, and that is the pretzel.